All right, good evening, everybody. We're going to get started here in just about 30 seconds. Just so everybody knows, we have a shortened agenda. We have a couple of different speakers tonight, so we want to make sure everybody has time to speak. So we'll have a couple of things to go over real quick, and then we'll get into the activities of the evening. All right, folks, we're going to get started. So if everybody will come up to the front, or those of you seating will go ahead and say the pledge. If you want to stand, let me get off to the side here. I'm not used to getting here at 20 minutes before the meeting starts. I'm usually here 2-3 hours at a time. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Okay. Like I said a few minutes ago, we have a couple different speakers tonight, so we want to make sure everybody has ample time to sit there and talk. So we got kind of a brief beginning. We'll go into our presentations, and then we'll do wrap up at the end. First and foremost, Anna has Christmas dinner tickets. Okay, tonight's the first night that you can start purchasing them. They will be available tonight, the October meeting, and the November meeting. So if you want to get your Christmas tickets, you can get them between those 3 meetings. They will not be available at the door. The Christmas party is on Saturday, December the 3rd. It's always the first Saturday of the month at the Knights of Columbus Hall in East Orlando. Most of you guys probably know where that's at. If you don't, I will be sending out information about the Christmas party as it gets a little closer with the exact location and stuff. As a reminder, doors open at 8 o'clock and dinner is served at 7. Once we go through the dinner, then we open up the dessert area, and we also are still collecting toys for tots. Okay. In the years past, we've usually collected 2 significant large boxes. I know you're playing with the audio. 2 significant boxes of toys. I'd like to be able to do that again. Again, not the big toys or anything like that, just small toys, unwrapped for boys and girls, and would be greatly appreciated. Anna and Christy have been doing centerpieces, and they also have a bunch of non-ham related gifts lined up. And then hopefully maybe by next month, we'll announce what our grand prize will be for the Christmas party. Try and make that decision still, okay? We've always had a lot of fun with the Christmas party. It's a good time, and we look forward to seeing you guys come out for that again. But again, tickets won't be available at the door. They will be available at the meetings tonight, of course, and then on October and November. I'm going to jump right into Michael. Do you want to do anything with Hamcation?
All right. We just had our second committee meeting. So we are still looking for volunteers. So please, if you know you're off and would like to volunteer, you can go up to the website, hamcation.com, go under volunteers and sign up. I know security's looking for lots of volunteers this year. There's some other areas that still need volunteers, forms, swaps, RV still needs a couple, but the biggest one is security. So there's a list up there of everything. Just a reminder, if you do volunteer 4 hours of any of the days, you do get a free Hamcation ticket. If you volunteer 8 hours or thereabouts a day, we will feed you in the volunteer lounge. And also you can donate your hours to a nonprofit of your choice or a club, amateur radio club. And that's how we give back to the different organizations. Also, I am looking for some assistant chairman yet. I am looking for a publications assistant chair, a transportation assistant chair, actually a tailgate assistant chair. Patrick, which was the chairman of tailgate, ended up having to step down due to work requirements. So Melissa has stepped up and took over the position, but I am looking for an assistant chair for tailgate. Forms needs an assistant chair. Talkin, special event station. Talkin has one, sorry. Special event station needs a chair. So if anybody wants more information about it, please see me tonight. I can give you more information on each area. And this is a way that you can get your club more money because you do a lot more work as a chairman or assistant chair. We do have monthly meetings and other stuff. So it's an easier way or a quicker way to calculate the hours for donating money to your club. That's it.
Okay. All right, moving right along. Jim Schilling, come on up. As we have mentioned in the past, Jim Schilling is our current vice director, is now running for the Southeastern Division director, and we're given a few minutes to talk.
Okay. So when I saw you guys a couple months ago, I was soliciting signatures. I got them. I'm certified. I'm running. So it's official now. I don't know if you guys have any specific questions you want to know about. I can tell you some of the things I'm going to do. The two things that is running in my, running for this position, there's two focus areas for me. One of them is member engagement, and the other one is communications. I think in the years it's been very lacking, and I'm going to focus on those things. In mind in some of that, I'm going to bring back the division website and have a lot more information on there about what clubs are doing, carry the newsletters, all that stuff. The idea is being set up as a one-stop shop for everybody, everything in the Southeastern Division. I'm going to expand the newsletter that I send out monthly. It just won't be about what the vice director is doing, but everything else that's going on. Instead of being a director that sits there and thinks I know everything about ham radio and what's best for ham radio, I'm putting together a committee, a cabinet of people to advise me throughout the entire division. I've got people lined up here that I've talked to that are going to support me, people in Alabama, Georgia. I'm going to look around at Puerto Rico. I at least know a couple of people. I haven't talked to them yet, but I want to be able to hear what's going on and what people are thinking. How many people have gone to the ARL forum, like either at Hamcation or any other ham fest? Okay, a number of y'all have done that. If you ever notice, it spends about 15 minutes of them talking at you, and they might take 10 minutes worth of questions. I'm doing something very different. It's going to be about like Huntsville. If you guys went to Huntsville, you had Mickey was talking, our director, you had our CEO talking, and our president, and you got 10 minutes at the end. Well, my goal is to limit everybody to 10 minutes. So that's 30 minutes. So at least in Huntsville, you'd get 30 minutes to ask questions and engagement. And it's not just asking questions and stuff. If there's things you're doing, I'd like to hear about them, that you're proud of, your club's doing this program. I mean, Ken's always talking about his scout stuff, and it may inspire other people. So again, I want to get communications going and stuff. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. I don't want to take up too much time.
Does anybody have questions? I mean, here's an opportunity to, before the ballot comes out October, I think you said the ballots come out?
They start going out the end of September. The last shipment is supposed to be October 1st. I'm telling people, if you haven't gotten your ballot, reach out by about October 15th. Reach out, say, hey, I didn't get my ballot. One other thing on a side note is this year they're bringing back electronic. It's going to be both. You could send the paper one in, or you could do electronic. Do one or the other, but the instructions should come out in the ballot. It's something else like it's a little new this year.
Can you elaborate a little bit on the electronics, how it's gonna be done? Do you know?
What I know is they've contracted with a company that's handling it all. They're going to do the mailing. They're going to handle all the electronic stuff. People on the ethics committee that handles elections, does ethics and elections. They've been working on this since February because it's something that's been on the charter to bring back electronic balloting. Part of the reason is they want to ultimately move to that because it's cheaper. So they've vetted these guys. We did board members. We did some test electronic balloting to see if there was issues. I think we voted on ice cream, and I think vanilla won. I can't remember for sure, but we voted on flavors of ice cream. But there still will be people from the ARL on site when they open the envelopes, just like traditionally has, but they're going to be tracking the electronics. Nobody at headquarters is involved directly in that until the day the ballots get counted.
More information is gonna come out from HQ?
It should be coming out in the mailer you get. It'll give you
Okay.
instructions of what to do. And if you get confused or there's an issue, I would say reach out to me, but reach out to headquarters. So be happy to help you. One other thing, I do have a website up. It's got a bunch of information. Some of the things that I'm looking to do and stuff. It's my call sign KG4JSZ _FOR4 _director.org. You can go there. If you think of questions later, send them to me. I may, as people start asking questions that I haven't covered, I'll probably start adding content up there. I got a real good webmaster. I tell them I want something added on there. It's within hours.
Another good thing, if you guys have burning questions that you've just been wanting to ask an ARL director or even future ARL director, now's an opportunity. Just raise your hand and sit there and we'll bring a microphone to you so you can ask it.
Now, I will caveat this. I can't answer every question because I don't know everything, but what I don't know, I can go find the answer to.
Okay, so you mentioned your two main points of emphasis were going to be on communication and engagement. What about engagement of new hams who really, don't know where to start or anything else? Because if they don't feel like they can have a path, and all the people who are passing now, then they're going to go away eventually. So what are your plans for that?
I think with that kind of thing, a lot of clubs do mentoring and stuff. And I really think when you get new hams, it's trying to get them engaged with the clubs. And that's why one of the reasons on the main website, I want to have some of that information, because I remember when I was young, when I first decided to go get it, trying to find information on where clubs were, where they met, that kind of stuff was really hard unless you were kind of in the system or in the know. There are some resources and training that the league has been setting up. The On Air magazine has been specifically geared to some of those to give them some ideas and stuff. Other than that, I think I could answer questions if they ask me, but I think the thing is, it's always helpful if they have somebody, they're trying to get away from the word Elmer now. They're using mentor now because I guess that was something that, young generations didn't quite get. I'll have to give it some more thought if there's something else we can do, but if you have some ideas, I'd be more than willing to hear them. But yeah, it is one of those things that it's not just young people to get in and get disenfranchised. It's older people. One of the things that I don't think there's a problem with this club, but I've been in other clubs where I want to say, do they have a welcoming atmosphere to new people to come in? One of the clubs I used to be a member of years ago, they used to be very proud of the guys that took the old school code. They took the hard code and all the hard tests, and they used to run around with these extra heavy badges, and they didn't want to talk to anybody that was new. That you had the easy test. So a lot of it's too is gearing the clubs to be welcoming too.
Okay, is this on? Good deal. I'd like to know if we can, if that would put you in a position to pick up what the ARRL dropped a couple of years and get PRB one going again, now that we got rid of Bill Nelson. Bill Nelson was the guy that was constipating the whole process, and now we got rid of him, and then they dropped the whole process.
So there's been a,
Can you just repeat what, kind of what he said, because his volume was low?
okay, so he asked about the antenna restrictions and the legislation with Bill Nelson being gone. There is efforts that are currently going on. Headquarters, you may not have known this, they actually have a PAC now, or they've been looking at it to, I can't say it any other way than to give candidates money to get their attention. They, a lot of the legal committee guys have gone up to Washington and met with a number of lawmakers. There is a bill currently out there that is not the same one that the last one he derailed. It's a little more favorable to us. They've been working it. They're trying to get co-sponsors and everything. The big problem right now is that there's not, to us, it's important, the antenna thing, but there's so many other things going on in Washington. They're still trying to get it in there and get it in the system to get the attention. And I will also say we've had a bunch of problems currently with the current chairman of the FCC, who has moved on no amateur stuff at all, and has basically said to not go until unless Congress tells them they need to go do something. So we're even working on that. But it hasn't gone away. It's kind of gone underground a little bit. It's being worked. And I don't even know the specifics of the strategy because they don't want to leak it so that the other guys can counter it. But it hasn't gone away. It's something they're continually looking at. And I want to say they spent, I want to say somewhere between $250,000 and $300,000 last year on it. So they are spending quite a bit of money trying to get it going. But yeah, not having Bill around anymore is definitely a plus.
Anybody else? Any other questions? Just remember, when the ballot comes out, you're gonna have 3 people running for director and 4 people running for vice. So now's an opportunity while Jim is here, ask those questions. So if you're trying to figure out who you want to vote for, might help answer those questions on who you want to vote for. So good time to do it. If not, take him up on his offer and send him an email afterwards and stuff. So, and all the candidates, I'm sure, will more than happy to answer questions if you email them. Now, being that the Southeast Division consists of what, 3 states, Puerto Rico and Virgin Islands.
Yeah, it's a big area.
It's kind of hard to get everybody to come to a meeting and stuff. So, but if you got questions, real quick, we'll go around with the microphone again, and if anybody has it, you can ask them. No, nobody? Man, crickets.
I'm getting off easy. Don't hesitate to reach out to me either. You know, if you think of something down the road or question,
Okay.
even if it's not about the campaign, if it's something that's going on now or whatever.
All right, sounds good. If you have, you be here for a little bit, or you going to head out? But he's going to stick around for a little bit. So if you have something you want to ask him, and got campaign buttons too. All right, real quick, Bob's getting set up. I know this is kind of odd. We're doing things a little differently tonight, so I wanted to make sure that we had enough time for everybody. I forgot my agenda. The things that we normally go over, usually before we go to break, we'll do after the second presentation tonight, like club updates, board announcements, anything from the membership committee, that type of stuff. But just so you know, obviously we're recording. It'll go up on our YouTube channel, you know, next couple of days probably, and then you can go back and listen to it again if there's anything you missed. We don't have anybody coming in via Zoom tonight, but we are still recording it so that way other members can watch it later. So it's really about it until after the meeting. Oh, well, test session. How many people? We'll do that one. Get out of the way.
Okay, we had 12 people pre-registered. Out of that, 9 new technicians, 1 new general, and 2 people took the extra but failed it. So we did pretty good tonight.
Congratulations, everybody. One of my coworkers is here. I think she's still here. Tamika, you still here? Oh, there she is, right there. One of my coworkers, she works the latter half of the week. You got to work tomorrow? Feel for it. Feel for you. All right, while they're finished up getting things ready, if you didn't get a ticket when you walked in for door prizes, a couple different door prizes tonight. One of the nice things I think with this one is PowerWorks. It's a battery cable, or has the battery clips on the top with the Anderson power pole on the bottom or back end. Go Kit. For those of you guys who have Go Kits, if you don't have one, highly recommend one. So you ready, Bob? All right, we'll come back about we'll say 8:05, and we'll get started with our next presentation. All right, folks, we're going to get started here in about a minute. So if everybody want to start working their way back to their seats. All right, about 15 seconds, we're going to get started. So if everybody can have a seat. Going once. Going twice. Air conditioners make enough noise in this little building so everybody can hear. We're all hams. Don't be afraid of the microphone. All right, we're going to get started. Ed, you ready?
Ready. Thank you very much, John. Tonight, I guess we're back in Hamcation. I met Seth Horowitz. He's the president of the UCF Amateur Radio Club. I didn't know anything about the UCF Amateur Radio Club. Some things on the internet. Back in 2003, the club was invited off the campus. They had an issue. Now they're back, and I didn't know they had come back till I met Seth. Seth can't make it tonight, but he sent two very qualified people to talk to us. Vice President Anna Lynn just passed her technician test tonight. And Charles is going to be here, a KN4 ETP. Anna Lynn is about a year away from her Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Aerospace Engineering with a minor in Physics and Astronomy. I couldn't find a whole lot about Charles on there, so he's going to have to tell us about himself when he gets a chance. But anyway, thank you both for being here, and the floor is all yours.
Thank you.
All right. Hello, everyone. Oh, this is loud. But hello, everyone. I'm Charles, and currently UCF student, soon to graduate with biology degree and all that good stuff. So, I'd like to thank everybody here for coming to like our presentation and they put animations in there, and I'm like, okay. So, yeah. So, we are K4 UCF. So we're a registered student organization affiliated with UCF, and as such, we're usually we're both comprised mostly of UCF students. So, so I apologize in advance because like they weren't able to come in here, and when they chose us to present, they were sorry. So they weren't able to come in today, but they really wish they could come, and we'll be here in spirit, I hope. So I would like to go ahead and present the highlights of last year. So I'd like to thank all of you guys, or OARC, for going ahead and donating like Hamcation tickets to us. A lot of us were very grateful for that. Otherwise, we would not have been able to come, a lot of us. So, and in addition, at UCF, though, we have been busy afterwards. So Seth had been demonstrating using measuring tapes to build antennas. And as well, we have begun mentoring at a local nearby high school, and hoping to go ahead and get more students when they're young interested in amateur radio. And as you can see, those are two photos from a guest speaker that we had teaching us about HF operation, and that was a very enlightening experience on how to So a few of our members have done some radio-related projects as part of like their degree program. So I have the video links here, but I guess you guys can't click that directly. And if I were to show those here, we'd be here for like an hour. But if any of you guys are interested, you can go ahead and talk to us after the presentation, and I can give you those links. So for this year's focus, we are going to continue to license club members, and for those with licenses, we're going to upgrade them, hoping to go ahead and get through the process of upgrading them. And on top of that, we are planning on going ahead and running a radio swap tailgate. We are still figuring out when that's going to be, but it will, we are collaborating with the community to make that happen. And also, we are working with the other radio clubs from USF and UF to organize a fox hunt. As you can see there, Tyler's the main one going ahead and organizing that for us. And also, you see the field radio project. They would be able to talk more about that, but unfortunately, none of them are here. But
senior
yeah.
design project. So
Yeah. So, but one of our more significant projects is Glee, and I'm gonna actually have Annalyn here present that for you.
hello. So sorry. Okay, so GLEE stands for the Great Lunar Expedition for Everybody, and it is created from the University of Boulder. And it's funded through NASA's Artemis missions. Basically, GLEE, the radio club applied. It's basically a workshop, a remote workshop. So they picked 250 groups from all over the world, and instead of the University of Boulder making all of these Lunasats, they picked other people to assemble the Lunasat and program it. So the 250 groups that were chosen are each going to be sent a Lunasat, which is basically a little tiny postcard looking satellite full of, it's like a big integrated circuit full of like sensors. It's like called the sensor suite. And so our radio club at UCF was chosen, which is really exciting. And it's basically just for people to get more involved in going back to the moon, getting people stoked about it, and getting people engaged. So the radio club obviously wants to, you know, brag about how we, you know, can do the RF communications. And so this workshop is, there's like 10 modules, and we haven't even been sent it yet. It was supposed to be sent last month. But I guess due to like some supply shortages, we weren't able to get all the components yet. But one of the goals besides it going to the moon and collecting data is we want to like do workshops and involve other clubs at UCF to teach them basically what we're learning about the Lunasats and teach other people about it. So there's actually another club at UCF that was also accepted. And we're going to try to like integrate our clubs, and because my degree is aerospace, so obviously I want to incorporate like radio and any space applications, and satellites like a perfect thing to do. So does anyone have any questions about that actually? It's very exciting. Hello. It's going to be collecting magnetic fields. It's going to be collecting temperature. But they're sending us like a bunch of sensors, but this workshop is for high schoolers too, high schoolers and college and graduates. So they want it to be able to, so people of all ages can do it basically. But what's cool about this is we can integrate more sensors and more applications to make our Lunasat unique, exactly.
And did you have a question?
Just so they can get it all.
I was just wondering what kind of facility, station that UCF has got set up. I assume you're on the air, right? So is there, some senior people with like generals or amateur extra that are like in charge of running the station if there is a station?
Yeah. So, yes, as a matter of fact, we do actually have a station, right there at at UCF. And we're also running a repeater network. I believe it's on, 70 centimeters, I think, or, it's one of the two. But, yeah, that's good. Yeah, we used to have both, but like, we only have one running right now. But, yeah, that's how we go ahead and organize all the, people to come in there. In addition to that, we also have an HF station running in like our well, it's not that small. The radio room, our radio shack there, yeah. And and yeah. So
Do you have some people with like generals and amateur extras or techs that,
yes, so pretty much how it is like of course we have somebody there that is a amateur extra in general, like present when they're running that station, but basically it's like anytime that we set up an event to go ahead and like do HF operations, that's when we pick like, okay, who's a licensed operator for this, and that's how it goes. Yeah. So yeah.
When will your Lunasat be ready to launch, and how much time do you have actually to get ready for that?
We have until October of next year, it should be deploying. So basically it's gonna be deployed in this, this module, and it's gonna be like in hibernation mode until it lands on the lunar regolith. Then, the power will start and the testing will start, and it's gonna be 2 lunar days or about 56 Earth days that it's gonna be on the moon taking tests. And then I think they're just gonna blow them up because it's just too much money for them to return. But the communication between the Lunasat and to Earth is what like we're mostly interested in.
Quick question. You know what a CubeSat is, right?
It's a cube, right?
Yeah, just size-wise of that one compared to a CubeSat.
Yeah, it's the same thing as a CubeSat. They're just calling it a Lunasat because it's going to the moon. But yeah, we're mimicking a chipsat. It's gonna be a 1U 10 by 10 by 10 little cube.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, darn.
I don't think it's launching till October, right? Right,
Yeah.
right.
Wait, so do you know who is launching the that satellite?
NASA's Artemis, one of NASA's Artemis missions, but I don't even know what rocket, to be honest. I don't even think they know yet. Let's see if they'll launch.
Yeah. But basically, Lee, we're gonna send a satellite to space, and everybody involved in that is going to have like, how many people can go ahead and say that they've contributed to a project that lands on the moon? I think only like a handful of people. And honestly, you two have questions?
I think I think they've done it.
Okay. Well, let me continue. Is basically, so for everybody involved, that's like at the very least going to be something very interesting to put on their resume, if not a major life accomplishment in of itself. So, for everybody that contributes to that, I am very, very excited.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, here, like on. Oh no, I think it's just Glee that's doing it, but I
Yeah.
would want to be able to communicate with it. I would want to be able to have a station here. I just don't know if.
Yeah, they haven't given us that.
They haven't even sent us any of the any of the equipment yet. We're just getting monthly newsletters right now, and they're sending everything in batches. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all of the information that we could find on it.
But yeah, it's gonna happen. So we'll know more as stuff rolls in. So,
You have a question? Registered? I don't know.
register. So
Maybe like 15 registered.
yeah,
We do. Steve and Dick.
Steven. Yeah, so that would be, so it's our room slash ham shack because that's where our HF radio station is as well. And we go ahead and meet weekly, right? Usually Wednesdays, I think sometimes Thursdays, it depends.
Depends on when we get the room and if the senior design people have to use it or not.
Yeah. So, okay.
It's electrical engineering senior design lab, and the shack is like in the back.
Yeah. So, any other questions relating to Glee or in general?
Yeah, that would be cool. But yeah, I would love to update you guys if you're interested. I would love to do that. Because like I said, this is about to just like engage other people about like us returning to the moon, and also like for everybody to see how we can use radio for space applications, which is
I mean, radio
what I
is
love.
very important
Right.
for space applications.
Literally everything.
Yeah.
A lot of the space clubs at UCF, the Collegiate Space Foundation, have been bugging us about how they can communicate with their crafts. They're making like this weather balloon, and they want us to do something. But we're trying to get them more involved in other clubs.
Yeah. So like, as you can see, there is amateur radio has a lot of applications, not just to like talking people face to face, but actual important things. So that is a great avenue for us to go ahead and get ourselves known, getting people involved in amateur radio, through like how necessary it is for like our day-to-day lives was how you say pioneered by amateur radio. So. Okay, so I do have a little bit more here. Our club business, so we'll be hosting a net on the UCF 440 machine. What is that? Yeah, Seth would know. But yeah, so and workshops. So as I mentioned before, we'll be holding workshops to go ahead and teach our members on how to build proper resonant antennas, and also providing licensing courses for unlicensed members to get licensed, and for licensed members to get even more licensed. And as Annalyn has mentioned before, we are doing radio frequency consultations with other UCF clubs because a lot of their projects require knowing how to use knowing about RF. Two of them is IEEE and AIAA. Yep. So, and then in addition to consultations, we'll be holding a few events. Of course, the tailgate, mentorships like the one we did at the high school. And then just in general, we're going to be trying to increase recruitment of UCF students attending UCF. And Seth can talk more about Next Relux because that sounds like a weird name, but it is important, I'm sure. Okay. So, basically, yeah, thanks for having us. We appreciate all the opportunities which we have been able to make possible through your contributions and help. And just in general, being like the club outside of UCF, promoting amateur radio. So thank you guys. Does anybody have any other questions before we finish the presentation?
you know if they use the Robinson Observatory?
Is that
Don't
the
even, you don't
observatory at
even know it's
UCF?
there.
Is that the observatory at UCF?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on
They-
property.
They only have it open for special events, so it's not like open to.
So it's really folded up.
And a lot of people don't even know we have that on campus. It's crazy.
Well, some professor closed it down.
Another thing, their repeater is 443-375.
And I think we started this club last year because that was mentioned. We were like kicked out of UCF in 2003. So last year is when Seth started the club again. And we're really excited to be here. You guys are awesome and super inviting. And you guys are a great group of people. I appreciate you guys for having us.
One of the burning questions I'm sure that everybody has, UCF, you mentioned up there, UCF used to have a tailgate twice a year. Mentioned about having events again with tailgates. Do you know when you might be planning on doing a tailgate again?
It is to be determined right now, but
Okay.
it is the season for that.
Okay, when have Seth email us the information once it's been confirmed and stuff, so we can help get the word out and
Awesome.
stuff, okay? You guys always had a great tailgate in January. I didn't really go to the one in July because it's too dang hot,
Yes.
but January always had a really good tailgate session, so we would be happy to see that one come back.
And you, Seth has your guys' email and everything.
Should, if not, I know he has Ed's, so
Okay.
he has
Okay.
at least somebody's contact.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think most of us would love to see your tailgate come back,
Yes.
so.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
I just wanted to remind you all that the material that's sitting over there looks like a tailgate going on. Those are things that were donated to me. I am trying to get them sold and all the proceeds from them going to the club. So if you are in need or you desire to have another receiver on your desktop, there's several good ones back there at a very reasonable price, I think, and everything out there, it can be or best offer. Okay? Thank you.
Amateurs can never have enough receivers. As long as you got an empty space on your desk or your bench, you got space for a receiver. All right, so tonight was kind of a little bit of backwards the way we do things because we thought there might have been a chance that some other candidates for division director or vice director were going to come here tonight to talk real quick. So we were trying to allocate enough time so if they did come in that everybody had a chance to speak, we get through the programming. So we kind of put things aside on some other things. I do want to sit there and go around to the board real quick. We'll do our quick club updates. We'll do our drawing. And if we wrap up a little early this month, it's not a big deal. I'm sure we'll have plenty of months where we'll run a little over and we can make up that time at that point. Michael, did you have anything else you want to talk about, board or OARC wise, hamcation you thought of?
The only thing I will put out there that OARC is working on a new Elmer program. It's in the works. We have reached out to some people to be Elmers. We're also going to team up with Lamar's on this probably and make it a joint adventure between both of us. So plan on more info to come on that. And that could be one of the issues that you asked about new hams, trying to get them more involved. That could be one of the Elmers is one that could be assigned to new hams to help them along the way to figure out what they can do. So hopefully that will help you and other new hams also.
And I put out an email probably about a month ago about that Elmer thing, and I got a overwhelming, huge response from people wanting to be Elmers. So if you send an email to me, I believe I replied to everybody. Thank you. We'll get back to you soon because I got your name and information and what you're interested in Elmering. It expanded really quickly after that. We were contacted by members of Lamar's about wanting to help do this in a joint venture. So why not put all of our heads together and make it a pretty good size Elmering pool, if you will, of people that are willing to help, and we'll get all that together and get the information out to everybody. So if you did sign up or send me an email that said you were willing to help, thank you very much. We're not ignoring you. We're just behind the scenes work now, trying to get things done. So as soon as we get more information, we'll get that out to everybody. Anna, did you have anything? Good. Bob? Good. Bob C? James? Good. Ed? Dean? Frank? Volunteer for Hamcation for Security. Frank is our chairman for Hamcation Security. Just so everybody knows, we talked about real quick, Michael talked about real briefly. If you go to the Hamcation website and you go to the event info tab at the top, there's a drop-down menu that comes down. Go to volunteer, takes you to the website or the page that you can actually sign up to volunteer. Above the form, there's a bunch of little links, okay? We'll say forms, swaps, security, tailgate, such and such. If you click those links, it will tell you what's involved in that position. Right there. It's kind of hard to see on this screen, but they're blue links. But it opens up a little document that will sit there and tell you exactly what's involved. So that way you can find a position or a job at Hamcation that suits you. All right. If you're not able to stand very much, we have jobs for you. If you like to stand a lot, we have jobs for you. Okay. Lots of opportunities and stuff. And we're just trying to beef up this past event, 2022. We ran kind of short on volunteers. Obviously, a lot of it had to do with the pandemic. We're just trying to make sure we reach out to everybody and get enough volunteers for this year. Frank T, Dean, it was good. All right, went around the board. Let me go around the club updates real quick. QCWA. Oh, I'm sorry, Rick. All right, so before you leave, if you renewed recently or you joined recently, check with him to see if he has your card. If you name badges will be here at the next meeting. QCWA.
I thought I did. Obviously not. Perfect timing. QCWA monthly meeting is tomorrow. You should have gotten the email last week or so. Tomorrow at Perkins Restaurant, which is just about next door to HRO in Winter Springs, 1 o'clock. And we'd love to see everybody and anybody there. We have a repeater, which is kind of up and down right now. We are hopeful to move it to a almost 200-foot tower in Longwood within the next 3 weeks. That would be wonderful. So we hope that happens. That's all I have.
Okay, that could be expensive trip.
Sir?
That could be expensive trip. Lunch, HRO.
Oh,
lunch,
yeah.
HRO.
Oh, yeah.
Don't bring the checkbook, just bring cash. XYLs might not notice as much. All right, Lamar's. Who wants to talk about Lamar's real quick? Oh, Jim.
Very good. I noticed when people are up there speaking, if they don't get this thing in their mouth, I couldn't hear back here. And this is from Bob Heil. So I'm coming from a good source. At any rate, my name is Jim Robar. I'm vice president of the Lake Monroe Amateur Radio Society. We meet at 400 North Edgemont in Winter Springs. It's right off of 434. Next month, October 6th, we have our auction. And we have a lot of ham gear that we'll have at the auction. Everything from HF
to 2 meters, I'm pretty sure we will. A lot of equipment. We have too much stuff. It's difficult to keep it, so we're hoping that somebody will find a happy home with it. Any rate, it was mentioned tonight with the folks here from UCF with the fox hunt. We have been doing fox hunts at Lamar's, and we plan to do them in the fall as it cools down a little bit. And we will try to send something out, invitation for OARC members or actually anybody. We've had, I think, about anywhere from 10 to 15 people. If you've never done a fox hunt, it's an absolute blast. It's a lot of laughs afterwards. Anyway, I think yep, I got everything. Okay, very good.
Put your transmitter on one of the little floats and put it out in Lake Jessup. I can make it interesting. Put your transmitter on a little float and put it out in the middle of Lake Jessup, and that could be interesting. All right. Anybody from CERT? Nope. Clark Kona, CERT? Nope. CFRA, Bobbin, right behind me.
Good afternoon and good evening. Hi. I'm Bob, W4KBW, President of the Central Florida Repeater Association. It's a small group, maybe 20 some odd members. We meet the last Wednesday of each month at Perkins, but not that Perkins, at the corner of Forsyth and University. The last Wednesday, started running around 6 o'clock. You have your own food. About 7 o'clock, we'll have a 5-minute meeting, rag through some more. Membership is $12 per year. If you and your spouse are hams, the membership for both is $18 per year. A repeater is downtown Orlando, Colonial and I-4, 443075. It's fusion and plain old analog. Come on down.
All right. All right, let's go to radio scouting. Ken.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? All right. So my name's Ken Lyons, KN4MDJ. I run the local radio scouting program for Central Florida Council for 9 counties and 26,000 scouts. On behalf of the ARRL, I run the radio scouting program for 5 states and 500,000 scouts for Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico. In 2 weeks, on the 24th, we have a start of our JOTA-like events where we do 2,000 scouts every single Saturday, and I need help. So if you have a go kit or any way you are able to volunteer and assist, we need laborers. I need hams that are willing to either do CW, to teach the kids how the radio works, and also to corral the cats, essentially. So if you are available and any Saturday starting on the 24th through October, you can come for 2 hours, you can come for 12 hours. Most of our shifts are 12 hours, and it's 2,000 scouts every single Saturday. So I've got 12,000 scouts I get to deal with, which I can quickly lose my voice, especially during COVID. That is pretty much it, and that's it. We just need helpers. Come on out. The easiest way to contact me would be radioscoutingus@gmail.com. So like I said, if you are interested in helping, also we are actually looking for a magic band. If anyone has an old magic band laying around, I could use it. We used it for a display and it turned up missing. But so radioscoutingus@gmail.com.
All right, thank you, Ken. All right, Shriners, Rod, tailgate.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rod Cabin with the Bahia Shriners Amateur Radio Unit. Our tailgate's November the 5th, first Saturday of the month, and I'll plan to have some flyers out here at next month's meeting with all the details on it. But essentially, same as last year, same as we've been doing. So come on out and join us. Very thankful to OARC, who's supported us very well all through these years. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rod. All right, let's go to Wing Signal. George, in the back. He's coming up to you with the microphone.
Hello. Great. Works good. Let's put it this way. I want to talk about contest. This weekend, if you got some VHF equipment, UHF, whatever, this weekend is a contest. You can get off the repeaters and really make some long contacts. And I want to mention to all you people that's got your 10 gig stuff, get ready. The second part of the 10 gig is the 3rd week. third weekend in September, and it's September, so drag out the good old 10 gig stuff. And we will have 2 beacons that you can calibrate your equipment to some degree on frequency. We are synthesizing the beacons one at a time. The 902 is synthesized, and by the end of the month, we'll have 1296 and 1296, no, 432. 1296 will be next. We'll have 3 that you can calibrate to, and you have some nice UHF and some high frequency stuff you can depend on the frequency being pretty darn close. So look for the beacons that can help you out when you want to do some terrestrial and check your equipment, see if it's calibrated.
All right, appreciate it. AMSAT. Lara, Lake Amateur Radio, Similaries, anything Seminole, Osceola. Okay, last but not least, Orange County areas. Orange County areas, we changed our meeting dates to the second Thursday of the month. And I was abruptly reminded last Thursday that it's tomorrow night and stuff. In my mind, I kept thinking we had another whole week yet to go before the areas meeting. But tomorrow night, Orange County areas meets at the Orange County EOC at 7 o'clock. At the address is 6600 Amory Court up in Winter Park. It's kind of like by the intersection of University and Golden University and Forsyth. And we meet inside the EOC. Our topic this month, we're going to talk a lot about the SET coming up and what we're going to be doing with the SET, which starts in October, will be in October. We're going to kind of do 2 little SETs. We're going to do the one that the state of Florida is doing at the October 1st, and we're going to do a little mini SET at the end of October at our fun day, which we get together to do a little bit of training and that type of stuff. So look forward to hopefully be able to come out. If you need information, want to come out tomorrow night, just shoot me an email or see me before we leave, and I'll give you more information on that tonight. A reminder for membership, again, if you haven't gotten your membership card from Rick, make sure you stop by and see Rick, what he has printed and stuff. And if you ordered a name tag, we'll have them for you next month at next month's meeting. With that, we're going to call it quits here in a second. We're going to do drawings. You ready? These, the drawings, the gifts this month, or the door prizes, couple of small items. These are bongo ties, great for putting cables together, hold them together. Parachute cord, if you're in a go kit, great for putting up guy wires. And of course, as I mentioned before, the battery cables with the power pole at the end, which is great for go kits also. Ready?
All right, here we go. Let's shake it up.
And if you win, it's your choice. Other than the last person win, you get what's left.
All right, first winner. Last 4. 1618.
1618. Hey! You get to choose. There you go. I take that one too. Yep. All right, next one.
And I would sell that to him, not give it to him. All right, next up. 1601.
Angel.
601.
Your choice. We're gonna get some other things coming up soon, guys. This is just getting us by till
all right, let's shake it
we
up.
find some good stuff, good items.
All right, it is higher. 1630.
Well, that's all over the spectrum.
1630.
1630. Hey. Huh? All right. So as a reminder, next month's meeting is on October the 5th here in this building at 7:30, and our presenter will be John Portune. Am I saying that right? Right. It's called, if I'm saying this right, Ugly of Coax Balun. It'll be all about Baluns. Coax Baluns. All right, guys, that's all I have. If you need anything, just let us know. Appreciate you coming out. Be safe going home.